Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, the United Democratic Alliance Party held their National Delegates Conference meeting in Nairobi. And during that meeting, the Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto, was officially unveiled as their presidential candidate. I want us to go into that meeting and do a critical analysis. Before we do that, for those watching this channel for the first time, click that subscribe button so that next time you produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, you know what you normally do. Give the video thumbs up, share the video, and also drop your comment. Now, let us look at that event. Yesterday was a huge event for the UDA party and Kenya Kwanza in general. The Deputy President was officially nominated to contest for the presidency under the United Democratic Alliance Party. And of course, you know, we also have an alliance comprising of Ford Kenya, ANC Party, and UDA, which is now called Kenya Kwanza. What did not come out very clearly during yesterday's meeting is whether Kenya Kwanza will sponsor a candidate under Kenya Kwanza, the way Azimio will be sponsoring a candidate as Azimio, or William Ruto will contest as UDA party candidate, but supported by these other political parties, just the same way NASA and NASA party, NASA coalition supported Raila Amolo Odinga, but under ODM party. So I noted several things. The first thing was the delivery, especially the speech by the Deputy President. William Ruto's speech, in my view, was one of the best. It spoke straight to the hearts of their supporters. In fact, I was asking myself whether we have an orator within the political circles like William Ruto at the moment. Of course, there are several others who are wako chini huko, like there's Salim Odeny from Uyoma, then there is this MCA, Owaka from Dewa. Those are very little guys. I know there are several others also, but I'm talking at that level. So William Ruto's speech was well written. It captured everything. And that from that speech, you can clearly tell William Ruto's campaign strategy moving forward. The second thing was the branding. The truth of the matter is that UDA as a political party has focused more on branding. Of course, in politics, brand visibility is very key. That's the fact. So William Ruto, in his own wisdom, has decided to focus on brand visibility. If you looked at the entire KICC, it was yellow. That's a good score for them. Now let us go to the other thing which I observed. The mobilization. The truth of the matter is that politics is a game of perception. The other truth of the matter is that this meeting was about delegates. I don't know when UDA party identified delegates, but delegates were supposed to be around 5,000 or 4,000 according to their projection, or 6,000. So they really mobilized these delegates. Now let us get now to the message of the Deputy President. One thing I noted is that William Ruto is going to revive the hustler narrative. For those who've been following this channel, I've always opined that the hustler nation or the hustler narrative was actually spreading like a bushfire in this country. But William Ruto and his team committed a mistake when they tried to deviate from the hustler narrative to bottom up. The truth of the matter is that nobody is able to explain bottom up economic theory in a way that it can be easily understood. So it was bringing a lot of confusion. So yesterday, the Deputy President was going back to this hustler narrative. And I tend to think that moving forward, they'll start dropping the bottom up economic model and focus on the hustler narrative. Like, for example, the deputy president was suggesting that in their, sorry, there's some vehicle outside there. I don't know what it's doing here. So, for example, yesterday, the deputy president was very, very clear that in their party, nobody will be called by the names of their father. So in reference, he was talking of anybody will be part of their movement. In real sense, if you look at the history of the deputy president, he's never supported anybody who is not a hustler. He supported Moi, he supported Uhuru, he supported Raila, and now himself. And again, if you look at even their coalition, we have the dynasties, yeah? But he's not talking of people without their name. So the hustler narrative is going to be revived. The other thing which came out openly is the fact that Mount Kenya is going to form the cornerstone of William Ruto's campaign. The truth of the matter is that if you looked at that particular rally, you would see Mount Kenya. If you looked at the way the deputy president left his home, you would see Mount Kenya. How did the deputy president leave his current residence? Who accompanied him? In Karen, the deputy president was flanked by, there was Ndindi Nyoro, there was Irungu Kangata, there was Rigathi Gachagua, there was Kimani Ichung'wah, and then the thicker town member of parliament, Wajang'ol. Remember, if you followed that event, there was this instance where they were coming and the deputy president forgot the wife and was going to get back the wife. All those other people who are left standing there were actually from the Kikuyu nation. When Kimani Ichung'wah was reading the name of the people or the names of members of parliament who were present at that event, I'm certain over 50% of them were from the larger Mount Kenya region. So basically, Mount Kenya region is going to form William Ruto's campaign. He's going to do everything possible to ensure that Mount Kenya region is with him. And even the messaging he was delivering there primarily was targeting the larger Mount Kenya region. The deputy president, for the first time again, not for the first time because he had started attacking the president, attacked President Uhuru Kenyatta. Why was he attacking the president? The deputy president was doing that as a message to the people of the larger Mount Kenya region, that President Uhuru Kenyatta betrayed them and the rest. So Mount Kenya will form part and parcel of William Ruto's campaign moving forward. Then there's something I also observed. Jubilee performance. The deputy president successfully, in my view, or has successfully managed to run away from Jubilee failures. In fact, from William Ruto's speech, you can clearly see someone who is accepting that Jubilee government has failed. But when did Jubilee government fail? If you follow the politics of this country, you'll realize that Jubilee government failed big time in the first term. And during that first term, the person who was calling the shots was actually the deputy president, Dr. William Ruto. Yesterday, he was speaking as if he has never been a member of Jubilee Party. William Ruto has managed to run away from Jubilee failures successfully. And because Azimio are not putting him to task. For example, if I were to advise Raila Odinga and any other person, the first task they should do is to take William Samoei Arap Ruto and place him right at the center of Jubilee between 2013 and 2017. And then expose the rot which took place in this country between 2013 and 2017. For some of us who are here, we know so well what happened. For example, there were so many, if you looked at the last campaign, they even created a portal of lies. And in that portal of lies, what they used to do was that they used to list a lot of development projects. And Jubilee was portrayed as the government which had exceeded the expectation of any other government. In real sense, there were projects which were never undertaken, but they were indicated to have been completed. when it comes to borrowing, because economy is something which the deputy president and this team are also working on, and it came out very clearly from them. If NASA, I mean, if not NASA, if Azimio wants to deal with the DP, they must also figure out how they are going to deal with the issues of overborrowing and place William Ruto right at the center of the problem, because this government overborrowed between 2013 and 2017. That's where our problems began. That's the truth. Since we are committed, the burden we are carrying today is because these guys overborrowed. They were given a grace period. Those grace period lapsed in the second term. Now they have to be paid. So Jubilee failures, but the success is carrying, and nobody is allowing him to. I mean, is questioning him over that. So William Ruto, in my view, has done well in running away, because it's politics. He has done well in running away from Jubilee failures, but at the same time taking credit for the success. That's something I noted. And the other thing I noted is the fact that the deputy president is now keen on dragging Raila Amolo Odinga and trying to place him right at the center of Jubilee failures, and is giving the example of Big Four agenda. You know, Uhuru Kenyatta and the deputy president came up with the Big Four agenda. And the question I always ask myself, assuming Raila Odinga did not join government and Raila Odinga insisted on Mandamano, you know, he was being called economic saboteur at that time. So when he now accepted to let these guys work, he's being placed right at the center of Jubilee failures, or of agenda 4. So the deputy president is going to do that successfully. Why? Because there are so many factors. We had a COVID pandemic, and I listened to Raila Odinga's speech while in the UK, and he talked of the COVID, which really made it very difficult for the country. But the deputy president is taking advantage of that, and Raila Odinga will be, if he's not careful, the deputy president is going to drag him, because, you know, the deputy president has a way of dealing with people like Raila. He will drag him into the mud, and Raila Odinga will not be able to get out unless his team will be able to explain Raila Odinga's role. Like if he's a deputy president, if Raila Odinga is a minister, I mean, where his signature, things like those. And lastly, the deputy president also spoke about the economy, and he stated that over 10 million Kenyans have been rendered jobless. Now, this is a man who promised Kenyans 1 million jobs a year when Jubilee government came into power. So far, we don't know how many jobs were created. But what I remember, when we were going for election last time, most governments had already started, had stopped hiring people. Most parastatals had started laying off employees, many of them. So economy had collapsed. And the deputy president even went further and stated that the government is actually the one responsible for border mess in the country. You know, I was just watching a video of some border guy in Uganda, and I was like, Kumbe, these guys are the same. So the truth of the matter is that this election, the deputy president is going to it ready, prepared. And the deputy president is going to play dirty. And President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga must be very prepared. If they are not, they are in for a rude shock. Thank you, guys.